They say college life is the best part of your life. But where are you going to spend your college life at? Here in the University of San Jose Recoletos, you can feel at home. Here, you're not just a student, you're family.
Studying for your bachelor's degree has never been more fun, right? With the memories that you'll surely make with your best friends along the way.
And the winner is contestant number 4.
You can make your college life the best part of your life here at the University of San Jose Recoletos.
We inspire, and that's not all. We believe in quality Christian community-oriented education. We transform our lives and transform others. Here at USJ-R, we have over 12 colleges and departments. We have a diverse range of students coming from different parts of the country and the world.
Now you know where you're going to spend your college life at, but what's going to be the best degree program for you?
The College of Engineering offers high-quality training and high-tech facilities. So, if you're looking for a stable engineering career after graduation, it's easy at USJ-R.
Wow! The College of Information, Computer and Communication Technology has innovativeness at heart, with its students winning national awards for the best smartphone apps. The future is truly now at CICCP.
The College of Nursing is equipped with advanced facilities to give you a feel of the real world. The service-oriented trainees in USJ-R make our nursing graduates in demand.
Education graduates from USJ-R go on to make an impact and positive changes in the society. You too can soon make an important difference to the lives of your future students.
Discover new horizons in the different fields of knowledge and maximize your skills in communication in the College of Arts and Sciences.
USJ-R's College of Commerce leads by example by consistently producing top-notchers in board exams. With high-quality training, your keen sense of good business practices will help you become successful in the business industry.
But it's definitely more fun in USJ-R because there's so much more that you can do. And get a scholarship doing what you love.
Whether you're in engineering or nursing, you can still have time for your favorite hobbies. You can dance, sing, write, and serve, and become an athlete. You also get scholarships if your grades meet the requirements. USJ-R also offers the Reed Scholarships for working students.
Because in USJ-R, we believe in our values to inspire others in the face of adversity. We put God in the center of everything that we do by helping others and answering the call to serve, by being thoughtful and truthful in the things we do, by going beyond our limitations, and by being the best versions of ourselves for the best of our community.
In USJ-R, college life is more than just studying.
It's definitely going to be the best part of your life.
Because in USJ-R, we
inspire.
Adelante!
Time check, it's already 2 o'clock. And we are now starting with our with our webinar for our students, especially those who are enrolled this summer. Minutes for our friends to come view us through Zoom. Password and code and details, including link, are actually provided in the post of the USJ-R official FB page. And for most of us, we can also join through Facebook Live, again, through the USJ-R official page. Thank you so much. Let's have a few more minutes. Also, we have asked you to answer a Mentimeter question. So please visit www.mentee.com. The code was already provided earlier, and hopefully you're able to answer the question. It's our way of how to ask how were you during the time of the quarantine, as we all missed you in the university. For now, I'll give a minute and let's see. Thank you so much. Again, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our Josenian E-Talks. This will be our orientation for our 2 days in the summer term of 2019-2020. And it's the new normal, I know. And we are still adjusting, all of us. So we really feel about your worries and your anxieties. But please don't forget that USJ-R is here with you to support you, to assist you in all your concerns while we continue the brand of academic excellence through quality Christian community-oriented education. Now, to start formally our webinar, for our summer students, this will be a type of your attendance for today as we really formally start the activity or the classes for this term today. But because we are still adjusting with a lot of concerns, including enrollment, and on your side also, we feel that we need to extend a little bit more, but not to leave you hanging. We are giving you this webinar at the same time to inspire us all as we continue moving forward. Kaya nga adelante, di ba, for USJR. Now let us start our session for this afternoon. We have here around 60 participants in Zoom, and I've seen earlier around 60 shares on Facebook. So hi to all our friends there watching us. And please nudge also your other friends who are still not able to join us to watch us on Facebook Live. And you can still catch up with Zoom as we are allowing 100 participants in our Zoom live event. Now, to really start our event with something that would help us gain the blessings that we need from our Lord God, let us pray and let's thank the Lord for all the blessings that we have received, especially in this time of COVID-19. Let us pray in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. A prayer during the time of COVID-19, when human life is disturbed, disrupted, and threatened by the novel coronavirus. We pray to you, God of life. Grant us the compassion, humility, and self-discipline to value, care about, and protect each life. We pray to you, God of mercy, for all who have suffered directly and indirectly during this global pandemic. May you sustain, console, and heal them. We pray to you, God of grace, for ungodly and undirectly during this global pandemic. May you lead us to rescue life, maintain people's strength, guide, and protect all again. Pray to you, God of righteousness, for justice to prevail. May you lead us to Cambodia with courage in the midst of this health crisis. We pray to you, God of love, for an early end to the transmission of COVID-19 that is harming all and for life, health and peace for all, through your mercy, grace, and loving care, and through human solidarity, integrity, and mutual support. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Again, good afternoon to all our Hosenians. And we also welcome our friends outside of the SJR. You can join us and be inspired with our talks this afternoon. Again, this webinar session is presented to you by the University of San Jose Recoletos. We were founded in 1947. We are a CHED Autonomous Status School with PASCO Level 3 programs and Centers of Excellence and Development programs as well. So join us and be a Hosenian that attack Recoleto way. This is also headed by the Vice President for Academic Affairs Office, the Student Affairs Office, the Public Affairs and International Relations Office. And your convener is USJ-R College of Education, Hallway Convocation, and the College of Education. So again, good afternoon, everyone. All our students, our faculty and staff, and our lay and religious administrators, thank you so much for this opportunity. And hopefully that, again, with with the part of living towards that expectation of becoming a Recoleto who serves others as well, especially through this time of crisis. May this serve also as an inspiration to us all. By the way, if you're asking, I would like to present myself. I will be the session facilitator for the 2 days of the Josenian E-Talks. So the Josenian E-Talks, which are of course online and virtual, just imagine that I am here as a friend. Okay, I am Sir Ayo at your service. I'm from the College of Education, Department of Teacher Education. So hi, and thank you again for gracing us for this afternoon. I will not really stop thanking all of you for trusting us, for being with us, and for adjusting and trying to understand what is really happening. Now, again, because we are in the time of COVID-19, we are still in quarantine, you are from different places, from different provinces, we really understand your pleas and your plights and your concerns. But hopefully you will also understand that we are trying to reach out to you, and because we are limited with space and even in time, so we are trying to connect through the use of technology. So we are trying to connect through Zoom, through Facebook Live. And we know some of our friends have limited access, but we understand and we are trying to find means also so that we could continue to reach out to you as well. Okay, so don't hesitate to ask questions, don't hesitate to message us, and we are really here to assist and be with you. So for the summer term that we are starting this new normal for tertiary education, including USJ-R, who is also adjusting to all these, we are starting with a series of sessions that we think could be of help. The Vice President for Academics, Reverend Father Leo G. Alaras OER, actually requested that could we have a talk in which we could really reach to you, think of matters that are important, and what better way to think about what's important is to go back to our why, to go back to our core. What is it that we are doing, and where are we leading towards? What are we doing right now? So, therefore, as we continue being college students, as we continue being teachers and administrators of the university, we do what is best, and that is to serve quality education and for students to learn and get the best education that is for everyone. So, again, thank you so much, and hopefully, you will learn a lot from this talk. Again, don't hesitate to message, chat, comment on our Facebook page and on our Zoom chat. Again, I'm Sir Ayo at your service. Now, to also facilitate well what we are doing right now for the webinar, my dear friends, just imagine that this is like a class and I am your instructor. So there are still classroom rules to follow. But because we are online, so we also have house rules or online rules that we have to follow. And let me read to you these rules. Number one, please remember, my dear friends, that this is still an academic event. Although it's online, it's in the comfort of our homes, but we have to remain being Hosenians in our words and in our deeds. Okay? Number two, for our dear Zoom participants, sadly, my dear friends, we cannot accommodate all of you to Zoom. Again, these are the limitations of the technology that we have. So for our Zoom participants who are able to come in, please mute your microphones and turn off video as well. We suggest that you turn off your video because I'm sure that you are still listening with us. You can still see us. But to help you with the access, especially with low bandwidth, and to facilitate easier flow of the traffic, so we encourage or we would like to ask for you to turn off your videos as well. Okay? But for our Facebook friends, I'm sure that you can see us. So hi, chill, okay? Number three, you can post courteously through the chat or comment section. So chat for our Zoom and comment for our Facebook Live viewers. And here's a big and. You will get a prize if your question is chosen, and your prize would be a Recoleto shirt. So if I'm going to ask you to ask your questions, uh, please do ask questions. We will get one from the Zoom, and we will get one question from Facebook that we're going to ask to our speakers this afternoon. Okay, so if your question is going to be chosen, then you will receive a Recoleto shirt. Okay, courtesy of Attorney Jesus de Velas. Hi, Attorney, and the Student Affairs Office. Number 4, to keep you engaged, the host, that's me, Sir Ayo, will ask you to chat, that's for our Zoom participants, and react for our Facebook Live viewers. So chat, you can put what I'm going to ask you to put in the chat section. Then for our Facebook Live friends, you can react through the react buttons. I will tell you what react button you're going to click. Okay, as part of our engagement, because we need to continue to be engaged. I don't know if you're really listening to me. I'm not aware as to um, how you are doing right now. So I would like to know if you are still with me. So that's why I'm going to ask for some engagement in the form of chat for Zoom and react buttons for Facebook Live. Also, please answer the survey form after the event. So um, earlier, we posted a link that's from Mentimeter. That's part of our icebreaker for this afternoon. Also, to reach out to you, what do you feel? Actually, for some, there are already around 100 answers earlier when I check. I'm going to check it later. We actually asked you a question about what did you find negligible before? What did you neglect before? What did we neglect before that we find now very important because of what has happened? So there were good answers. I'm going to share them to you later. Thank you so much for answering. That's part of our engagement. But later, after the entire event, I'm going to ask you also to answer a survey form. It's a Microsoft form that I already sent to the USJ-R page. The link is going to be posted after the event. So please answer the survey form as part also of our engagement. It is also our feedback for this event. At the same time, it is your attendance for our summer 2020 students. So hopefully you could find the time to answer the survey form. We will keep the survey form open until tomorrow before the next event. Okay? So hopefully you could find a way, means necessary to be able to answer the survey form. I will be sending the answers of the survey form to the respective chairpersons and deans as, again, attendance for today's event. Number 5, when technical issues arise, remain calm and collected. Patience is a virtue. So one virtue that we are learning right now because of COVID-19 is patience. And we pray and we would like to ask you to extend your patience with us as well, as technical issues are sadly out of our control. But we are trying our best. We have prepared well for this event. But if really worse comes to worse, then hopefully you'll remain calm, you'll remain collected, and you'll remain patient with us as well. Thank you so much. I also heard that there's actually rain. So we know that when there's rain, there's that issue of connectivity. So I hope you're still with us. Okay? Thank you so much. Last but not the least, the house rule, which I find very important for everyone, is to enjoy learning for this afternoon. Be inspired, as what our core values say, right? We continue to inspire other people, being Josenians. Please share your reflections with us through the hashtags Aspire to Inspire, hashtag USJR, and hashtag Tatak Recoleto. Okay? Adelante, Josenians. This is the shirt that I'm talking about for our lucky Q&A chosen participants. Tony Velez is actually in the main campus, and he sent me this picture. So that's an example of a picture. Hopefully sizes are available for everyone. Okay. I'm going to choose one Q&A participant from Zoom and one Q&A participant for FB for each of our speakers to answer during our talk. Okay, later. Thank you again to Attorney Velez and to the Student Affairs Office. Now, this is the Mentimeter survey that I actually asked for us to answer before the event. So the question is, what one entity did you find negligible before, but now you are grateful for due to COVID-19 or due to the quarantine? Let me see the answers of our friends. Your answers. For a moment. There. There are 536 answers. Amazingly. Thank you so much for those who have answered and engaged with us. So I think everyone, during the 2, 3 months that we are in quarantine, we have been we have become master chefs. We have been cooking in our kitchens. We have become gardeners and planters. We have become mama and papa, and all our relatives are happy because we could help them with household chores. And some of these things we neglect before, and we need to be thankful for right now because again of the quarantine. So I hope that even at this time of the quarantine, we continue to be thankful for what we have and hopeful that everything will turn out fine, right? So I'll just mention some answers here. If you will notice in the Mentimeter, I hope you are seeing it already. Um, the words there that are big are those which are being repeated. So it's really an on-time survey that you can see. So the big terms there that I can see, which you can also see, therefore a lot of people answered that are time. Yes, I think I agree. Time is really of the essence. And we have used our time well being with our family. I find also family bonding and family time. Sleep. Oh, yes. We can sleep late and wake up late, right? Some of us have 7 o'clock classes before, so we were able to wake up late. This is good, my dear friends. You also have said health. Yes, right? As what they said, mawala na ang lahat. Oo. Wag lang yung ating kalusugan. Because it's our health that actually helped us persevere. So we need to stay healthy. And I hope your family and friends are healthy as well. Actually, there's something here which I actually would like to point out. The word there is none. I don't know if this is a stoic answer, but I would not want to think of it as something stoic. I would want to think about this as we should have not neglected them in the first place. Agree? Yes. Because we need to continue to be thankful. It's a value and it's an attitude that we have to maintain in ourselves. Some other answers here, which I agree. Communication, time with friends, savings. Yes, savings. Alcohol. Yes, friends na tayo with alcohol, di ba? So, alcohol, keeping us healthy, keeping us germ and virus free. Food. Yes, our phones. We have been using our phones frequently this time. Books. Some of us have used the time to read books. Yes, our gadgets, our mental health. Yes, continue to connect and communicate with others. And if there's something that you would like to talk, we are here. Okay. We also have here online services, food delivery. Yes, salute to our frontliners. Thank you so much. Thank you for your answers. Just continue. Okay, then we will share the answers to the Mentimeter also through the Facebook official page. Next. Let me just take this opportunity to also share to you some updates from the University of San Jose Recoletos. And um, hopefully that because of the quarantine, you are still informed. But some of us might not have been that quite informed. So therefore, I'm going to take this opportunity to share to you some updates. Okay. So again, health advisory, we are still in quarantine. Some places are in GCQ already, some in modified GCQ, and Cebu City is in that process in which we change from ECQ to GCQ. But still, it doesn't mean that we have to just be complacent. We still need to stay healthy and cautious, especially that our enemy here, the coronavirus disease, is invisible. So we have to wash our hands always, stay distant with others, cover your cover your cover what is needed to be covered, like your nose, your mouth, whenever you have to be outside of home and buy groceries and medicines. Keep away also from people who have these symptoms. Please call right away your health centers and nearest hospitals. Drink a lot of water. Sleep well. Have enough sleep, have enough rest. Okay. Um, Also, you need to find ways also how to maintain healthy lifestyle, like have exercises at home, um, have a way also for your mental health to thrive. Let's say communicate with others, communicate with us. Okay, talk with us and drink vitamins and supplements. And we are sure that we can fight this disease together as one country. So again, we are in the new normal, according to RITM, Research Institute for Tropical Medicine. So we are doing everything that we could, but still we have to shift to the new normal. So with that, let's stay alarmed, let's stay conscious, while we also continue our economic and in our case, our educational services and activities. USJ-R on June 9 actually had its 399th anniversary of having the Recollects or the Agustino Recollects here in Cebu. And we're going to celebrate the 400th year anniversary next year. That's in 2021. So stay tuned for a lot of activities that will be sponsored by USJ-R in celebration of the 400th year anniversary. In the College of Engineering, hi, our friends from the College of Engineering, faculty and students. The Civil Engineering program has been granted re-accreditation for 3 years by PASCO. So congratulations to the Civil Engineering Department and the College of Engineering led by Dean Dr. Dennis Anthony Kilong-Kilong. Hi, Sir Tony. Our friends in the College of Law actually had an online lecture last June 12. The title of the lecture was Tax Remedies, Salient Points and Trends in the Bar Examination with Attorney Yu. This was already done. This was their activity before. But if you want to have more questions about our School of Law, then please contact them in their online office, in their Facebook page. The College of Education as well had been streamlining a lot of webinar series for students, teachers, caregivers, and parents. We call it the CUE Learn at Home webinar series. We have started last May and we are still continuing until June, and we are still planning for July and August. So this Friday, we have a seminar again. It's our Friday habit. Technology trends for boosting student engagement in physical education classes and social media management tools. It will be 7 o'clock. So you can still join us by registering through our through the link which is posted in the USJ-R CUE hallway page. The senior high school also has prepared the REACH framework for their e-learning solutions towards the classes for summer and for first semester. Other basic education departments like junior high school and elementary has prepared also how they're going to thrive this new normal. So please visit also their Facebook pages. The registrar has also posted through their page applications for subject evaluation, overload enrollment, simultaneous enrollment. Please read the entire details in the USJ-R Office of the Registrar Facebook page. Okay, for our friends there who are graduating, good luck with graduating. I mean that, okay, that is a joke, huh? But part of your activity or tasks would be to apply already for subject evaluation and all other things that are necessary. Especially that we are adjusting also because of this new normal. We have allowed overload and simultaneous. So please read the details in the Office of the Registrar Facebook page. Our Student Affairs Office has also extended its services through online requisitions of good moral certificates, processing our returnees, and they're also preparing the guidelines for accepting transferees and new enrollees. So for our friends there who would like to enroll in USJ-R, please wait for updates later. It would be soon. We are just starting first with the summer enrollment, then we will cater now to our freshmen, to our transferees, later at the end of the month or perhaps July. Okay? So please be patient, please wait for us. We will be there to serve you again. Okay? But for now, for the Student Affairs Office, they have good moral certificate and returnees processing. Our library, because there are a lot actually who have been asking about the library, they also have their own services. So it's actually, these are some of the online services that are actually available for students and researchers. You can visit them. You can also check on these websites. And you can also give a message, give a thumbs up to our USJ-R Library Service Facebook page. Also, the Student Development and Placement Center has also prepared, actually since April, this USJ-R online counseling. So you can still continue to message them. They are very willing to assist you, especially with mental health concerns, even in admissions, even in assisting you with with how you are traversing online. So you could actually message them for counseling services. Okay, just take note of the contact number or the email address, or you can also visit the Student Development and Placement Center Facebook page. And the biggest news of them all is that there is no tuition fee increase for academic year 2020-2021. Okay. Of course, that is in answer to what has been happening. We actually hear you. That's why we would like to really banner that we are not actually increasing our tuition. There are even some adjustments to the miscellaneous fees as well. Okay, please stay tuned for more updates, for more explanations on that. Okay, you can also visit the Vice President for Finance and Accounting Office of USJ-R Facebook page. Okay, for questions and for updates there. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, my dear students, I would like to address our students now during the summer term of the summer term that we also have prepared the guidelines for the Adelante Learning Management System for summer 2020. I'm going to share this to you tomorrow. Okay, on how you're going to access your online classes. So we still have an event tomorrow. I will still be your host and session facilitator. So my time tomorrow would be dedicated, before we will really start with our talks, it will be dedicated to explain to you the Adelante Learning Management System. And we would like to thank again our friends in the College of ICCT, led by Dr. Greg Victor de Gabison. Hi, Sir Greg, on how the learning management system works. Okay, so please stay tuned for my explanation for tomorrow's Adelante LMS. Please take note in advance that the Adelante LMS is not yet available today. Don't access it yet. Tomorrow it wouldn't be available yet, but it would be available on Wednesday, June 17. That is the official start of our online classes. While today, June 15, is the official start of summer term. Okay, so this is still part of our number of days in the university for summer 2020. I think that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Now, let's start now with our Adelante Talks, or the Josenian E-Talks. I'm excited. I hope you are excited as well. So with that, can I ask our friends in Zoom to chat number 1 so that I can see that you're engaged with me? For our friends in Facebook, can you react through the heart button? It will also be nice if you're going to give me a care button or care react button. So I see a lot of engagements on the chat. 111, they're still with me. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you're able to catch up with me. I actually talk fast. Thank you so much. Our friends in Facebook, are you also giving me a care button? Yes, I see those care buttons. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, my dear friends, again, the meat of our session today would be Josenian E-Talks, hashtag aspire to inspire. Don't forget the hashtag for today. When we share some of your insights and your reflections, or even share the posts from the Facebook page of USJ-R, don't forget the hashtag aspire to inspire. You can also add the hashtags USJ-R, hashtag tatak recoleto, or even hashtag adelante. For our friends who has just attended now, adelante means moving forward or to move forward. Okay? Today is June 15, and we will now start with our talks. Again, the rules, just to check up and to remind you of our house rules again. Thank you so much for being so kind and patient with us. Now, again, the Josenian E-Talks collected and invited alumni from the different colleges. There are 7 colleges, and we identified one particular alumni who is successful already in his or her field, but that is going to be with us this afternoon and going to share with us his or her success stories that hopefully will inspire everyone. Actually, I have been with talks in them, and just the mere fact of being able to chat with them, to contact them, is really a great feat already for me, as I am inspired by them. Even if they are my friends, older than me, younger than me, I am still inspired by them. Now, in your case, as our dear students, they are alumni. Therefore, they have been through your shoes, and they know what you are thinking right now. They know what you are also going through right now. They can really share also the excitement, the pains, the hurdles, and eventually the successes. So they are here to remind us that in time, with proper attitude and with proper inspiration, we can do all things, especially through Christ. Okay? Now, we have 3 talks for this afternoon, and we started with the 3 core values of USJ-R. That's interiority, nationalism, and service. Let's have our first speaker. So our first sharer, or our first speaker, is actually very visible in the school because she is the assistant dean of the USJ-R School of Law. She's also the legal counsel of the school. And she's going to share to us her success story in relation to interiority or moral uprightness. She is attorney May Elaine T. Bathan. She also graduated in the School of Law of USJ-R. Aspiring, what did she do while she was in school, just like you? She took up Bachelor of Laws in the University of San Jose Recoletos after graduating Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. Then, years later, she took a postgraduate diploma, LLM, on International Humanitarian Law, which is part of her practice and focus as a lawyer in Nalsar University in India. And part of her, while she was aspiring to do great things in her field, she also took up Master of Laws in San Beda University. What makes her inspiring is that while she is the assistant dean of the USJ-R School of Law, assisting our soon-to-be lawyers to become the best lawyers who would fight for our rights, she's also the partner and resident counsel of Divina Law Cebu. She's the chief of staff of Mandawi City. She's one of the finalists of the Woman Lawyer of the Year and Young Lawyer of the Year Philippine Law Awards. That would make her, of course, very evident and visible in her field, being able to reach out and help a lot of people in need, especially in her fields of interest in law. She is also the IBP Eastern Visayas Vice Governor and President of IBP Cebu City Chapter. And you also have listened to her while you are listening to RMN DYHP, Kini ang Akong Suliran with Dr. Randolph Libres. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Attorney May Elaine Bathan. Hi, Attorney. I'm going to unmute you, Attorney. Okay, wait for a moment. Hi, Attorney.
Hi, Sir Ayo. Good
Hello.
afternoon.
Good
And
afternoon.
good afternoon to everyone who are online, either in Zoom or with us through our Facebook page.
Yes.
I know we're streaming live, di ba, Sir Ayo?
Yes, we are streaming live. And again, to our dear friends, just imagine that Attorney Elaine and I are just talking and conversing while sharing stories, and you are there to listen with us. So, with Attorney Elaine with us here, so let's start, right? So, hi, Attorney.
Hello.
First question lang, just to break the ice. There have been a lot of achievements that you've had, and you are a very busy woman. How do you keep it up?
Well, proper time management, Sir Ayo. It's actually a matter of being able to find fulfillment and satisfaction in all the things that you do. If you find that there is meaning to everything that you do and the things that you pursue, you will always have time to do all of these, and you get to be able to do that if you're able to manage your time well.
Oh, so if we're going to relate it with our students, Attorney Elaine, what
Yes.
could be a tip that you could give them in terms of time management? Because I think it's a concern of all students.
Yes, because right now, what I noticed with our students, Raya, is that they're always on the go. There are just so many
Yes.
things that they would want to do, either school related, no, or even outside, things to do at home. And sometimes you get to feel the pressure of juggling everything. But, there's always a way to be able to balance everything by proper time management, knowing what your priorities are, listing down what needs to be done for the day, having goals set daily or every day. Take it a day at a time, and then you set your goals, you set your priorities, and then you will know what to do and which ones to do first.
Nice. Thank you so much, Attorney, for those tips. Again, dear friends, so taking note of what you prioritize and, of course, thinking about what you are going to do, setting your goals straight. Speaking of goals, dear
Mhm.
Attorney, you have started as a student, BSA, then law, and then
Yes.
you are right now there in your field. Can you share a little about what happened along the way?
Well, of course, in every journey, it's really not at all an uphill. It's not a walk in the park. Rather, it's always an uphill climb. Law school, as many know, is really not one of the easiest courses. In fact, it's one of the most difficult courses there is, no, in,
Yes.
in in the country. In fact, it's very hard to pass the bar examination, and it takes a lot of preparation. It takes a lot of hard work, and you have to couple it with prayers and a discipline. So through it, the journey leading towards where I am, how I became a lawyer, really started in school, in law school, in USJ-R. One, I attribute it to the discipline that we have as a Josenian student. Second is the attitude and the value of prayer, knowing that no amount of effort will suffice without heeding or calling to God and asking for His help and asking for His guidance. Those two actually is the formula and the chemistry, the time-tested formula for all law students, not just me. And it is something that I continue to teach to my students. And second is knowing, having your goals and your dream clear, and then once you've achieved it, it's always a matter of finding meaning and purpose to the dreams that you have achieved. Once you get there, you get to reflect. What's my purpose? Why now that I've achieved being a lawyer, what's next? How do I put meaning to my being a lawyer? So here I am.
Nice. Thank you so much, attorney. Now, we also know, having watched a lot of TV shows related to crime drama and, of course, to legal drama,
Yes.
there are a lot of issues in terms of interiority. There have been questions about, will I do this for the sake of my client? I think from all my watching of How to Get Away with Murder, attorney ba. So so
Yes, that's one
can
of the
you
famous
walk us,
series.
yes, how can you walk us through that struggle within an attorney trying to maintain that moral uprightness?
Um, it's all like what I said a while ago. It's finding meaning and purpose to the dreams that you have. It's not just about the journey. It's not about getting there. It's about knowing now that you have achieved what you wanted to be. It's about putting meaning and purpose to to your dream, to the dream that you have achieved, and that is to me lawyering.
Mm.
As you know, legal profession, especially in the Philippines, it's actually one of the most looked up to professions. No, modesty aside, but it's I think it's a reality
Yes.
that a lot of people, the reason why a lot of people want to become lawyers is that they feel that lawyers are more respected in society. Lawyers have a better place in society. That is, in a way, there may be truth to it, and because there is truth to it, it's something that I feel personally, that should be wielded with utmost responsibility and with a sense of duty. It's powerful, no, to be a lawyer because there are a lot of opportunities that is presented and given to you, and oftentimes it can be tempting, mind you. But it's a matter again of finding within yourself what it truly means to be a lawyer for you. And for me, despite the exposure to the real world after graduation, you go back to yourself and you try to find your purpose. Why did I want to become a lawyer? Oftentimes, when I interview students, first years, the most common answer that
Oh,
they give me is that they would want to help the oppressed. But as
nice.
you go along, but as you go along, and when they become lawyers, you will find um, a lot of them. There are several, not some of them, not a lot of them. Some of them too might have, derailed a bit from the
Oh.
purpose that they have given me, because they tend to forget themselves anymore, and they already value what you call as the passive kind of happiness, forgetting that the real meaning of happiness comes from within, from the purpose, why you wanted to become a lawyer. And that's something that you have to constantly remind yourself of course, through prayer, reflection, discernment when you make decisions in life.
Yes, that is why I think you'll agree with me, attorney, that in the core values of USJR, interiority comes first because we have to come from within, right? We have to get hugot, di ba? From time to
Yes,
time.
because
Mm-mm.
as what
Nice.
Saint Augustine said, we are created in the image and likeness of God, and
Yes.
you have to radiate and resonate God from within you, and you have to find God from within yourself in order to resonate and radiate it to others.
Nice. Attorney, you have also talked about being able to interview some students, being the assistant
Yes.
dean of the College of Law. Was there an instance in which you were able to assist a student within his college year, within his school of law years, and even after, which you think that perhaps the student thought that he or she was inspired by you, but you were also inspired by him or her.
Definitely. There was one story for USJR that actually made it to the news. Um, Many years ago, our student was accused falsely, wrongfully, and was suspected as the person or the student who threw the bomb during the bar examination in LaSalle, the bar blast in
Mm.
LaSalle during the fourth Sunday. It was a very shocking and a difficult experience, not just for the School of Law, but for the entire university and for
Yes.
all
Mm.
law students all over the country, because that was the first
Yes.
time when we had a bar blast, you know, in LaSalle
Mm.
during the fourth Sunday. As a matter of fact, a student from our sister school in San Sebastian had had a leg, had one leg amputated because of the injury that she
Mm.
sustained from the bar blast. And during that time, aside from the damage control that we had to do for the school, we really had, or I personally had to comfort the student and the family, because the student sort of lost hope already, thinking that it would have been the end of his dreams, thinking that it would spell a criminal case for him and he might not be able to take the bar exam anymore. And during that time, and I remember it vividly, Sir Ayo, we were talking inside the office in school, and I told him, look at me in the eye and listen to me. You will become a lawyer. And this is perhaps the very reason why you should all the more strive to become a lawyer, because see, you yourself, you are a victim of injustice. You have seen how people can be easily and falsely accused of crimes
Uh,
which they have not even committed. And that is injustice everywhere. And that is the purpose why we need lawyers in our society. And by the grace of God, through his hard work and through his perseverance, he passed the bar, made it to the front page, and
and
vowed to return the favor. He is now working with the public attorney's office, serving the poor and our indigent clients.
nice. That's very an inspire. That's really an inspiring story, attorney, to hear that we have been
Yes.
helping even after they graduated, and to
Mhm.
reach out, and hopefully that student was inspired, and therefore we could reach out to others as well. So that's what we're really trying to do also here in the university, right? Now, attorney, I'm going to share to you one quote which you actually said in one of your
Mhm.
interviews, and I would like to
Yes.
share it because it's related to interiority, our core value. This was during the time when you were interviewed about there's a lawyer complaining to the husband and to another lawyer. The quote is, "We should be first to set an example in showing moral uprightness." What were you thinking? How did this come to this? Can you share to us the story, attorney?
Well, this was actually when there was an issue that rocked the legal profession concerning um, moral issues and infidelities between and among lawyers. No? So it went public, it went viral, not just in Cebu, but in the entire country. And I remember at the time, because I was the governor of Eastern Visayas, and we had to deal with this issue, considering that it involved um, issues between and among lawyers. And I feel, and as I said, Sir Ayo, a while ago, that the legal profession is something that is really looked up to in the society. And with it comes a very great moral responsibility on the part of us lawyers to take that responsibility of upholding the reputation of the legal profession quite seriously, not just as a lawyer, but even as an ordinary person, showing uprightness and being the first to always set an example to other people, because what we do does not only reflect us, but it also reflects our profession as a whole. And we should be at the forefront always of being the best example to other people.
That's great. And hopefully that by looking at your inspiring journey, they could also see, our students could see that you can do it, right? With the difficulties and the struggles that we are in, starting from law school, we could all do it as long as we remain intact with our big why, right?
Yes,
So, attorney, I'm
exactly.
going to give you the time to share to all the College of Law And this could be a time also that we could invite our
Yes.
friends to be with us in the School of Law. Go, attorney.
Yeah, foremost, a while ago you did mention that we did have a very successful online lecture series last Friday, June 12th, for tax remedies. And I am happy to announce again that for this coming weekend, we will again have another online
Nice.
lecture series. This is again for free. This time around, on Saturday, we will have commercial law. This will be conducted by Deputy Commissioner from the Insurance Commission, Attorney Erickson Balmes, who is also a law professor and law bar reviewer. And on Sunday, June 21, from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, same time as of Saturday, we will also have a online lecture series on legal ethics, both of which will be discussing on the salient points and the recently decided Supreme Court decisions, um, focusing mainly on the decisions that are penned by our bar chairperson for this year, Associate Justice Marvic Leonen. And we're ongoing right now is the enrollment for our pre-bar review and the enrollment as well for the School of Law. And we are pleased to announce to everyone, anybody watching now, who would want to be a lawyer like me and the rest, if you have friends also are lawyers or family members and you want to be like them, now is the time to enroll with the USJ-R School of Law. There won't be any entrance examination. PhilSat has been lifted for the time being, and that's good news for
Yes.
everyone. So all you need to do is to log on to our University of San Jose Recoletos Facebook page. You can download the reservation form and follow from there the instructions for your enrollment. And we cannot wait to have you in our law school.
Yes, thank you, attorney. Just concluding statement, attorney. Can you just finish the statement? Josenian is a person who has interiority when.
When they reflect not just the virtues of Saint Augustine, but they reflect the values and reflect God from within themselves by being makatao, makajos, and makapamilya.
Thank you so much, attorney. We know that you're very busy. Thank you so much for gracing our afternoon. I hope you enjoyed our online talk.
I did very much. So thank you very much. And I do hope those who are listening right now did learn a lesson or two from our talk. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We know that you're
Mayong
busy,
hapon.
attorney. Mayang hapon. Thank you
Bye.
so much.
Adelante.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So our friends in Zoom and in Facebook, please give us for Zoom, can you give us a clap? I hope you can find that reaction there for Attorney Elaine. For our friends on Facebook, can you give us that heart button for Attorney Elaine? Again, thank you so much, Attorney. So I'll give you the time to check or to do the react. So we have the reaction button, clap for Attorney Elaine, and we have the heart react for our Facebook page. So I hope that you were able to gain those insights, especially in relation to the field of law. Some of us here are not quite familiar with it as we are from different colleges, but it's nice also to hear, to know, and of course be inspired by them as well. So a thumbs up or a clap or applause for Attorney Elaine. Thank you so much. Um, we will have the questions later on. We are still actually trying to navigate the applications, but if you have questions there, I'm going to give them to attorney later, and we will give them to attorney. Then we will post them on the USJR Facebook official page, and we will ask her to answer it for you. Then we will locate also the lucky Q&A question giver. So I'm going to give you time also, a minute or two, to post your questions here in the Zoom chat and on the Facebook page through the comment section. Then we'll choose the question which would fit our talk for today. Okay, I will share them with you through the Facebook official page. Okay. 1 minute. Thank you so much. Please stay tuned for our second sharer in a moment.
They say college life is the best part of your life. But where are you gonna spend your college life at? Here in the University of San Jose Recoletos, you can feel at home. Here, you're not just a student, you're family.
Studying for your bachelor's degree has never been more fun, right? With the memories that you'll surely make with your best friends along the way.
And the winner is contestant number 4.
You can make your college life the best part of your life here at the University of San Jose Recoletos.
We inspire, and that's not all. We believe in quality Christian community-oriented education. We transform our lives and transform others. Here at USJ-R, we have over 12 colleges and departments. We have a diverse range of students coming from different parts of the country and the world.
Now you know where you're going to spend your college life at, but what's going to be the best degree program for you?
The College of Engineering offers high-quality training and high-tech facilities. So, if you're looking for a stable engineering career after graduation, it's easy at USJ-R.
Wow! The College of Information, Computer and Communication Technology has innovativeness at heart, with its students winning national awards for the best smartphone apps. The future is truly now at CICCP.
The College of Nursing is equipped with advanced facilities to give you a feel of the real world. The service-oriented trainings in USJ-R make our nursing graduates in demand.
Education graduates from USJ-R go on to make an impact and positive changes in the society. You too can soon make an important difference to the lives of your future students.
Discover new horizons in the different fields of knowledge and maximize your skills in communication in the College of Arts and Sciences.
USJ-R's College of Commerce leads by example by consistently producing top-notchers in board exams. With high-quality training, your keen sense of good business practices will help you become successful in the business industry.
But it's definitely more fun in USJ-R because there's so much more that you can do. And get a scholarship doing what you love.
Whether you're in engineering or nursing, you can still have time for your favorite hobbies. You can dance, sing, write, and serve, and become an athlete. You also get scholarships if your grades meet the requirements. USJ-R also offers the Reed Scholarships for working students.
Because in USJ-R, we believe in our values to inspire others in the face of adversity. We put God in the center of everything that we do by helping others and answering the call to serve, by being thoughtful and truthful in the things we do, by going beyond our limitations, and by being the best versions of ourselves. for the best of our community.
In USJ-R, college life is more than just studying.
It's definitely going to be the best part of your life.
Because in USJ-R,
We inspire. Adelante.
Our college life is more than just studying.
It's definitely going to be the best part of your life.
because in USJ-R,
We inspire. Adelante. College life is more than just studying.
It's definitely going to be the best part of your life.
because in USJ-R,
We inspire. Adelante.
Yes. Hi, thank you once again for tuning with us still. And we are still moving through Talk 2. With the talk that we had with Attorney Elaine, I hope that you're able to grasp more the idea of interiority. Interiority is actually difficult to understand because it's more about what's inside, what is within us. But what is within us is usually not that evident, not that visible. But it could be shown when you actually be with others, when you try to emulate others as well, as to the good works that they do, and also emulating our saints like Saint Augustine, who would like to remind us about being good, being sincere in everything. So thank you so much again to Attorney Elaine and the School of Law, and to our friends there in the School of Law, and to our new friends who would like to attend School of Law. So you're welcome here in the University of San Jose Recoletos. Let us now proceed to session 2, okay, or talk 2 of this afternoon's event. So I'm going to share screen now for a moment. I actually have not seen yet some questions. Maybe it's part of the technicalities here. But again, we will locate or find questions for Attorney Elaine to answer. Let's proceed now to Talk 2. So Talk 2 of our Josenian alumni success stories is of course about nationalism. And our sharer for this core value of nationalism is an alumnus of the College of Arts and Sciences. When he was aspiring still, through his educational background and university experience, he took up AB Political Science in the University of San Jose Recoletos. While he was with us in the university, he actually revived the Josenian Debatista. That's an organization of debaters who also competed actually locally, regionally, and nationally through debate competitions in different formats. He was also a House of Representative of the College of Arts and Sciences in the Supreme Student Council during his time. He pushed on through his goal of becoming a lawyer. He took a Bachelor of Laws in University of San Carlos. What makes him inspiring for us is that he has been organizing projects on national discourse. With his experience in debate, he was able to realize the idea that we could actually have this discourse about national issues, which we would like to open to all, and hopefully everyone would continue to be critical thinkers and bearers of light in morality, especially with the issues that we are doing right now, which is part, of course, of being a Bachelor of Arts Political Science student and a lawyer during that time. He also is a champion in the national and international debate competitions, a moot court champion during his time. While striving and doing extracurricular activities in debate and moot court, he strived, struggled, and became one of the four Cebuanos during the 2018 bar examinations who topped the bar. Right. At present, he is actually an associate lawyer of Romulo Mabanta Benaventura Sayok and the Los Angeles law offices, one of the main law firms in the country and in Hong Kong, and an instructor part-time in constitutional law, University of San Carlos, and also uh, uh, trying to lift them up also in their debate teams as well, while continuing to organize national discourse activities. Ladies and gentlemen, our speaker for this afternoon is Attorney Mark Lawrence C. Badayos, alumnus, College of Arts and Sciences. Hi, Attorney. For a moment, I'll unmute you, Attorney. Attorney Mark was with us also earlier, listening to our talk with Attorney Elaine. Mhm. Attorney. For a moment, friends. I'm still checking where Attorney Mark is. He was actually around earlier. For a moment. Let me check. Let's wait for him, okay? But if you have questions, please continue to ask questions through the comment page of Facebook and through the Zoom chat. It's okay. These are always present. So at least if you're able to experience this now through Zoom, which maybe some of your teachers will be using later on during their online classes, hopefully you get a grasp about what is happening. These are always possible. Okay, don't worry. So we need to stay um, patient and understanding. Thank you so much. Thank you. Some people say that I'm actually in the dark. No, I'm not. This is actually well lighted here in the office. But I provided a new light here. Thank you for that comment. Also, if you have questions about Attorney Elaine, please post the questions in the chat, in Zoom, and in the comment section in the Facebook page. You can also put your college where you are and then ask your question. Then we will give the question to Attorney Elaine and to Attorney Mark later. Then we still have a third talk later on, and it's again an alumnus, but this time around from our College of Nursing. So hi to our friends in the College of Nursing. But for now, let's give the highlight or the spotlight to the College of Arts and Sciences. While waiting, I can show you also the responses that you had in the Mentimeter again. The question was, what was one thing that you neglected before that you find grateful now? Okay, let's check on that while waiting for attorney Mark. One minute. There. These are the results. We have around 675 who responded through the Mentee meter. Thank you so much. For summer 2020, if I'm not mistaken, we are having a population of 2,000 plus in all the colleges and departments. So I hope all of us um, were able to join in our inspiring talks today. Also, um, we're opening this not just to our current students, but to our friends outside of USJ-R and to our faculty and administrators as well. So, hi everyone. Still, it's time, family health, family bonding, communication, peace. I love the word. Proper hygiene, yes. Right? Nice. To our dear teachers also there in the different departments, you can also use the Mentimeter as a survey and engagement to our students. It's nice to look at what they think. Right? For a moment. Ernie is already here. She's joining in. Attorney Mark?
Hello.
Yes, hi. Ladies and gentlemen, again, let's give our reactions to Attorney Mark Lawrence Badayos, AB Political Science alumnus of the University of San Jose Recoletos College of Arts and Sciences. For our friends here on Zoom, can you type number 2 if you're still with me as part of our engagement? For our friends on Facebook, can you react the like button for Attorney Mark Lawrence?
I apologize for the issue with my internet connection, Sir Ionel.
It's okay.
I prayed today for a good internet connection, but well, we can't have it all. But I'm
It's
glad
okay.
I was able to reconnect.
Thank you so much, Attorney Mark. We actually know each other, Attorney Mark and I, since high school. It's nice to really reconnect again, but this time around professionally. Humanata sa kiat nga days, dong. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation, for being with us, talking
And
with
thank you
us for this
for
afternoon.
having me.
Yes, thank you so much. Now we're going to revolve around the talk about your story. Some of our student leaders actually know you, right? Because of being with the Supreme Student Council and being an AB Political Science student here in the college, and of course, stopping the bar examination. Now, before we get into those inspiring bits, can you just give us um, a little taste about uh, what were you? How were you during those times when you were in college? Were you too focused on academics? Were you too focused on being an SSC? Give us a glimpse.
Okay. So I think I'd like to start by saying that coming out of high school, I was enrolled in a different university, not the University of San Jose Recoletos. But it was an experience that I would never forget because for the first time in my life, I felt like I had all the freedom in the world and I can do what I can do. And I think it's part of being young that sometimes we tend to forget our responsibilities. So while I was in that university, I would say that I did not do so well in terms of academics. I forgot about my responsibilities. And so I was told by my parents that I have to go back to USJ-R, where, by the way, I graduated in high school, which, the best years of my life being as part of the Boy Scouts with Sir Ionel. So when I was in USJ-R, I did enroll in political science, and I would not say that I was very focused in terms of academics. In fact, in all my semesters spent in USJ-R, I would say I never experienced being part of the dean's list. But I told myself that college is an experience that would only come once. So I would not want to limit my learning within the four walls of the classroom, and I had to find other opportunities for me to learn. And that's when I figured out the Supreme Student Council. I was able to join different organizations. We formed the Josenian Debatista, and all the experiences I had there made up for, I would say, the lackluster academic performance that I had back in college days. And if you ask me whether or not I would change anything from that experience, I would say I would not, because it taught me more than just theories. It taught me life lessons, the organizations that I've been a part of.
So experience really is the best teacher, right?
Yes.
Thank you, attorney. So can you give us a tip or a suggestion? Because we have a lot of friends actually who are taking the summer classes who are irregular, just like you, who had an experience, who were transferees or returnees or scholars, or even those who are focused on extracurricular activities. What advice can you give them as part of our whole experience as a Hosenian and as a college student?
Mm. I would say that when you are in college, most of you are already in legal age, right? And most of you can already exercise choice, regardless of how you want to exercise that choice. And for a lot of us, our parents and our professors, part of the faculty, would give us that extent of being able to exercise that choice. That is because they trust you. And so it is for you. It behooves upon you to think upon yourself whether or not how to actually exercise the choice, that you would not break the trust of the people who gave you that choice. So while you enjoy your college life, you may party, you may join in organizations, meet new friends, never ever forget about the responsibilities that you have, not only as children to your parents, but also as students in the first place. Because
Nice.
it would be bad to go on 5 to 10 years from now and look back to your college life and realize that you did not spend it wisely and you did not learn enough. And
True.
lastly, I would say that you have to commit mistakes. You should not be afraid of committing mistakes, because it is from committing mistakes that we are given an opportunity to learn. These are the hard times, right? So never ever be afraid. Experiment, try new things, meet new people, and college life will be a bliss for everyone.
Nice. Thank you so much, attorney. It's great to hear that it's a very practical answer where everyone, I think all adults could relate, our teachers and our administrators. But there have been times in which we stumbled, but we have to move on. Kaya nga adelante. Right?
Of course.
Yes. Speaking of freedom of choice, attorney, your core value assigned to you is nationalism. And we like that you're actually open to debate and discourse. And I think it would lead towards critical thinking, especially when you would want us, those who are not really knowledgeable with law yet, to, or not really not knowledgeable, but I think you get my point, not really into the context of law. But how would you explain to us how we can help towards your advocacy on national discourse?
Okay. So I think I'd like to start by saying, Sir Ionel, no, that this afternoon, the goal that I have for myself is to make all the Hassanians realize that the school is indeed the microcosm of the society, and it can't get any truer than that. And when we say that the school is the microcosm of the society, I think what it means is that the issues that we face inside the gates of the university or within the four walls of the classroom are issues that reflect national concerns also. And the other way to look at it, conversely, you can say that a lot of the national concerns actually permeate into school issues. And so I think the conclusion is, and this is the context from which I am operating, is that there appears to be no significant barrier that separates the university from the rest of the country. Let me give you a common example, Sir Ayano.
Yes, please.
Siguro we can say that when we speak of issues concerning increase in tuition fee, for example, that's a very common issue. The logical response is for us to lobby our concerns to the administrators. And it's not wrong. But if you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, you will realize and you would find yourself in a situation that this particular issue in uh, increase in tuition fee is actually ultimately tied to several national concerns, like economic plans and programs of the government that could have potentially augmented the ability of our parents to find or earn income so that they can send us to school, right? So you might say that that's a pretty simplistic way of putting things, but I think that is my point. We have to understand it as simply as possible so that we can say that school issues indeed are national concerns, and national concerns will trickle down into school issues. Because it is from the understanding of that context that we will realize and we can ask the proper question: how do we as Josenians live out the value of nationalism? So that's the context that I'm just operating on. So I
Yes.
think what I'm saying is the first step towards embodying or living out the core value of nationalism as our Senior community is to properly educate ourselves. And proper education starts from probably reading and knowing what's happening around you. Um, there are so many definitions or INL, no, in terms of nationalism, and
Yes.
it's not wise to lift a textbook definition of what nationalism is. But for me, nationalism is simply, how do I say it? It's simply the love and loyalty that you have for your country, and developing that profound sense of national consciousness. And from the word consciousness, we get the first point or first step of becoming nationalistic. It's becoming conscious, it's becoming aware, and it's becoming it's the ability not to turn a blind eye on the realities on the ground. And so if it is the first step of nationalism or becoming a nationalistic person, a crucial and important role in the society.
Nice. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm supposed to give you another question, but you already answered it. But I'm just going to give it out. Maybe you have another idea in mind or something to add to it. So, if nationalism, I think both of us agree, it's difficult to define. It's also, when we think about nationalism, it's always about heroes and those things that have happened in the 1980s. But uh, putting it in context right now in the 21st century, we get what you mean, and that is to at least communicate, at least try to reach out and to be open to these ideas. But there's also a concern regarding the idea of what's the borderline of communicating. There are always those people who say that uh, stop because you need to understand. But on the other hand, you need to complain. You need to uh, put lead towards something different so that we could discuss something new. I'm confused in asking the question because it's really a confusing concept. So I think all of us know that freedom has its limits. And but freedom is also what we're fighting for, especially that we would like to become nationalistic persons. Can you give us a borderline or what is it that you have in mind?
Mhm. I actually remember something that I read. I'm not sure, way back, but I read something about a lot of the disputes that arise do not come or do not arise from what you say, but how you say it. Um, I think a lot of people have the potential to be able to engage in level-headed discussions, but it's being hindered because of the medium or the way by which you communicate your thoughts. And we see this a lot in social media, Sir Ayan,
Yes.
correct? We have people who unfairly label someone as Dilawan, or on the other hand, people from the liberal spectrum unfairly tag those from the opposite spectrum as BDS or things like that. I'm just saying that we should stop all this. If we want to be better as a nation, I think that we have to discuss ideas. discuss concepts, discuss programs that could potentially help our country, and drop all hints of unfairly tagging someone with anything unfair just because of what he believes in. So, and that's the value of debate, Sir Lionel. When I was in fourth year college in USJ-R, I was in CAS. Actually, as early as second year, I was already representing the university for various speech and debate competitions. But when I was in fourth year, I stopped and I thought to myself, I will leave this university sooner or later. Would I be able to leave something that can give a platform for other young individuals like me who would like to engage in the active in debating? And so that gave me the idea that if I want to pass on that kind of opportunity, I should be able to pool a group of people and create an organization that values the debate as a sport. And so we formed debating because in my mind, debating does not only teach you what to say, but how to say it in a respectful and courteous manner because it's a civil discourse. And I think a lot of people can learn from how debaters interact with people because it's kind, it's respectful, and it's very civil, Ryan. So I think we can start there, realizing that it's not so much about what you say, but how you say it that really matters and could really, give the climate of a healthy discourse and discussion.
Great. Actually, that's where I'm leading as well about your debate experience. Thank you so much for the connection. So that our friends here, our students could get a grasp of how then did debate help you towards where you are right now, being a lawyer and being a professional.
It helped me a lot, Sir Lionel. First and foremost, when I was in USJ-R, taking up political science, like what I said, I've already completed
Yes.
positions. We made together with Sila Bjorn and other Sila Francis Monaco and other friends, with the help, of course, of Sir Philip, Dr. Glenn Pares, and Ma'am Romelyn Romano, we were able to create this Josenian de Batista. We learned a lot of lessons. We learned a lot of life skills. So much so that when I went to law school, when I was studying in USC for law, a lot of my professors saw the potential in me. And in turn, I was invited to participate in different competitions representing not only the university, but even the Philippines and the rest of Asia in various national, regional, and international competitions. So, for example, when I was in second year, we went to, we won the Southeast Asian Stetson International Environmental Law Moot Court Competition. And then we went to Florida, besting out all the other representatives from the other countries. And we talked about environmental law a lot. And when I was in third year in law school, I also represented USC in a national law debate competition, which we won. And when I was in fourth year, we also went to London to represent the Philippines and the rest of Southeast Asia for a freedom of speech moot court or debate competition. And it's not just the experience that I'm trying to highlight, Sir Lionel. It's also the ability to put to fore important social issues. It at least in these kinds of fora. And I'm very happy about that. You're able to forward causes through these.
Yes, thank you so much. That's actually what we want from our students because part of our graduate attributes is to become an effective communicator. Attorney Mark, you with us? Attorney? There you go. While waiting for attorney, picking up from what he said, part of our graduate attributes, my dear students, is to become an effective communicator. And what way for us to practice such effective communication would be through engaging ourselves through debate and all other discourses that could practice how we do it as Osenians. So it doesn't mean that we need to just lobby what we think. We need to just say what we have to say. As what we get from Attorney Mark, it's always about how we say it. And hopefully, we also get the core value of interiority as well from our talk with Attorney Elaine, that we have to remind ourselves as well to reflect, to think about it. If you remembered Attorney Mark, he said he has to step back, he has to consider it first, all of the aspects of it, think of it simply, so that we get to know what is then the root cause of everything. Hopefully that in our experience here in the university, through our communication classes, our language classes, and even through our interactions with our teachers, we remain steadfast in thinking about what is best for our country that is already being nationalistic. Also, trying to practice how to communicate well. Don't worry if you have mistakes. Again, getting something out from what Attorney Mark has said, it's always through practice and experience that we get to better ourselves. If you have to ask me, um, checking on Attorney Mark before, when we were still in high school, um, he was already interested with debate, but how he is very fluent and confident right now in speaking did not become easy during his path. He has to take a lot of steps before he became this lawyer who is very passionate with national discourse and a top notcher at that in the bar examinations. So remaining that sense of interiority and that strong feeling also of nationalism. So as Osenians, we are known to be calm, but it doesn't mean that our calmness would mean being reserved. No, it means that we know where we take ground, we know what we are doing, and we fight our battles, and we think once or twice before doing things. That's part of our core values as well, while remaining nationalistic. Attorney Mark is out again because it's raining. Um, there, attorney is back. It's actually raining now in their place, so that's why. But again, we are very thankful for attorney for being with us still, despite the connection activities, our reconnection discrepancies. Attorney,
I'm really, really sorry, sir.
it's okay. I explained to them what you actually have talked about when it comes to nationalism. That again, Hosenians are part of our graduate attributes is being an effective communicator, and we can use that as our tool to be able to lobby towards national issues and concerns. And as Hosenians, we can do that as well. Hosenians are known to be calm, but it doesn't mean that calm and reserved, but it doesn't mean that we shy away from these activities of national discourse. Now,
That is
just
true.
to it's already past our time, but we actually enjoyed talking with you. We actually gained a lot of ideas coming from you. Just two more questions, then we are good to go. Attorney, I'm going to share a quote that you actually shared in one of your interviews. For a moment, I'm going to share screen. This was when you actually topped the bar examination with your friends also. So it's nice to really succeed with your friends. So atong mga friends, atong pilion taon maayo, my dear students. Okay. So I have here a quote that I got. This was on a Rappler News interview with Attorney Mark, and he said, I want to become a lawyer because we are at a time where it's really very trying. We have more reason to uphold the rule of law. what was it that you are thinking? What was it that you were experiencing at that moment that you answered this interview with such statement, attorney?
Okay. I think, Sir Ayo, I was coming from a place of desperation, I would say, or
Mhm.
even disappointment with currently how the national government is handling a lot of concerns. I wish I don't have to be political, but it's very difficult to be not political and talk about nationalism. And I hope
Yes.
we all understand that. So I think I'm saying at this point, it's very easy to how do you call that? Claim lives of people who were not even given the ability to defend themselves in court, and their lives were taken just because some people from the government who we don't even know of actually accuse them of I don't know being connected with drugs, for example. This is a deprivation, and it's the unnecessary trampling of basic civil and political liberties. And we don't even have to talk about liberties. We have to talk about the value of a human life that you're taking. And the process of taking it is, it's taking away their ability to defend themselves in court. And so if you're talking about as important as life, we should at least uphold their right to be heard in court and to defend themselves. And I think that is my inspiration in becoming a lawyer.
Okay. Um, how was that? How was that helpful when you were thinking about that notion, that your aggravation towards what is happening in our society, to being a top notcher? Did it help somehow?
Yes, actually, because when I was reviewing for the bar, or actually when I was enrolled in law school, I told myself that I want to become a lawyer, not because I want to be famous or what, but I think you know this, Ryan, and having known you for so long, that my inclination is really towards participating in organizations which are inclined to serve the people, right? Like the Boy Scouts, Supreme Student Council, and all these other organizations. So that particular context in mind and my aspiration to contribute to nation building pushed me so much that if I want to have a good start in my career as a lawyer, and if I want to have a bigger voice as an advocate for change, I think I need to create a nice entrance into my career. And what better way to create a good entrance than to top the bar? Although I would say also that that is not everything, because after topping the bar, after passing the bar, everything starts from scratch, which is the reason why I always wake up in the morning and tell myself that talent or excellence do not really matter if you do not work for the dreams that you want to achieve. And so that being said, we don't have to be entitled because we are only entitled to the things that we work hard for.
Nicely said, attorney. Just to end our talk, and I enjoyed our talk. Hopefully, you enjoyed it as well, and our
I
friends
really,
here. Thank you so much. I'm going to check on questions. Hopefully, there are questions that are being asked.
Mhm.
Hmm. For now, I haven't seen. I could not see the questions, but just to continue the flow of our discussion and maybe to end, hopefully you are willing to answer the questions later that are posted by our Josenians. I would like to ask you to complete the statement. So, as a Josenian and an individual, being nationalistic means, can you continue?
Being nationalistic means not turning a blind eye on the realities that are happening outside the four walls of our university, and understanding that these national concerns will have a trickle effect into the quality of university life of the Hosenians, maybe a student, faculty, or an administrator. And so if we have the platform to fight for certain advocacies outside of the university, we have to use that platform and we have to capitalize on that to make change.
Nice. Thank you so much. And let's give a clap react to and a like button to our attorney Mark Lawrence Sibadayos. We are very proud of where you have become, how you have become. And we also would like to thank, of course, the teachers and the administrators of the College of Arts and Sciences, who I'm sure have helped you and have inspired you as well. Do you have something as a message to them as well and to the students of CAS, attorney?
Yes. I would just like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to User Ionel for facilitating this wonderful webinar series. Thank you, Jesus Veles, for inviting me to share my thoughts. Of course, I'd like to thank my teachers in the College of Arts and Sciences, from Dr. Glenn Pares, Dr. Romano, all the teachers in Bolsai, and all the other teachers in the departments in class. Thank you so much. I think I would be able to say that I won't be who I am right now without their guidance as well. And to the students,
Thank,
yes, to the students, continue doing what you want, find your passion, you will find it, and do great things.
Thank you so much, attorney. Thank you so much for the
Thank
time. You
you.
are very busy, we know. But thank you again for granting us the time today. Again, thank you so much. Thank you, attorney.
Thank you, Sir Ryan.
So, our dear friends, if you have questions pertaining to Attorney Mark Lawrence Badayos on his talk on nationalism, you may give the questions through the chat and through the comment section of our FB Live. Lately, I haven't seen such questions pa. This is really part of the the limitations of doing online. But again, we will choose some questions. We will ask our friends in the pair to post them as well, the chosen questions. Your name will also be included, and then you'll be granted with a shirt, as what I've said earlier, as our token for being able to ask a good question from the Student Affairs Office. And again, hi to the Student Affairs Office and Attorney Jesus D. Veles. Also, our lay administrators are actually watching with us. So thank you so much to the support of our lay administrators and our religious administrators. Um, we are going to continue with our session. We now have our third speaker actually online. And our third and last speaker is going to share to us his take on how USJ-R helped him towards being a servant professional in his professional field. Let me share to you the introduction. Our third speaker is here. Okay. So our third speaker is again an alumnus of the University of San Jose Recoletos, and he has made waves in the national international scene, being summa cum laude Erasmus Mundus Masters, a joint master's program awardee. And he's going to share to us his take on service. And he's a proud alumnus of the College of Nursing. So when he was aspiring to be the great person that he is right now, his educational background and university experiences included being a Bachelor of Science in Nursing graduate, cum laude, of the University of San Jose Recoletos. After graduating, he took and passed the board examination, thus being a registered nurse, and he actually practiced his profession, being a nurse in Perpetual Soccer Hospital. Opportunities came along the way, and of course, we need to grab those opportunities while they're still hot and fresh. So he took a scholarship, MA in Health Social Sciences in De La Salle University, Manila. But what makes him inspiring, my dear friends, is that, again, as what I've said, he is a summa cum laude graduate, nonetheless in an international program which is also a scholarship granted, an Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree Program in Comparative Local Development. If you're going to imagine it with grades, if 5 is the highest and 1 is the lowest, being a summa cum laude means he perfected. He got 5 out of 5 in all his grades in all the subjects in the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree Program while being abroad, away from family and friends, and with a sad departing of his loved ones. So can you just imagine what happened to him along the way? While working, also, he was a sustainable development worker locally and internationally while working on his master's degree programs. He's also a volunteer and an advocate of local development, of sustainable development, of gender equality, and HIV awareness. At present, he is an assistant professorial lecturer in the LaSalle University, handling subjects for undergraduate and graduate students in the Behavioral Sciences Department. And at the same time, he's the communications, outreach, and gender specialist of DI Global, which is a development work office which is funded by USAID, and their project is being able to provide safe water for Philippines. So, ladies and gentlemen, our third sharer is Mr. Kent C. Tangkalaga. Hi, Kent.
Hello, Ayana,
Hi.
everyone. It's
Thank you
nice
so.
to be here and be able to listen to Mark.
Yes, hi. So we also know each other actually since high
Yes, the three of
school.
us.
Yes, thank you so much, Kent, again for gracing. And we are really proud of what you have achieved. We also know that you're actually in Manila, so hopefully things are fine there.
It's
So
not.
it's not okay. So can we just get a little glimpse about what is happening, and hopefully you could relate it in a more scientific aspect, being a nursing graduate.
Okay, so I'm actually very humbled to be invited here and representing the College of Nursing, because even though I'm no longer a nurse and I have so many batchmates who are still nurses working in Cebu, everywhere in the Philippines and even abroad. So I just have to shout out for all of them. So they must
Yes.
be either sleeping because of a tired service, or at the hospitals working right now. So all of them are to be proud of. So right now in Manila, so I'm located in Ortigas in Pasig City. So it's actually early on, it was one of the highest, it was the city with one of the highest number of COVID-19 cases. Right now it's Cebu, but I think it's also because of the aggressive testing that's happening in the province. So that's good. Right now, things are getting back to normal in terms of the economy. Like people are going back to their businesses. People are already back on the streets and roads, but the COVID-19 situation is still the same. We're a bit lucky in our industry because we're still working from home. So much of our work are still online, remotely. But there are so many field activities and experiments that are on
Yes.
hold because we are not allowed to travel in the provinces. So, but we have to, follow the guidelines that are set by the LGUs. So for me, I'm safe, but the city, it's still, it's all over the news. So we know what's the situation.
Yes. But knowing you, Kent, and actually have been following you in your social media accounts, I know that you have been sharing news and information about what is happening. And it's nice that we get to share also something that is research based. So we really thank you for that service that you do. Am I correct? Is that part of your service? Is that part of your core, being a nurse?
Yes, I think I don't know if it has to do with the Josenian spirit as well. Like being here in Manila and away from Cebu, you'd always like, of course, your home is always back in Cebu. So when we read the news, we try to like be like still connected even though we're physically distant. So and because here in Manila you're more connected with the people who work in the government, so there are certain news or information that may not be as accessible as we see in all of the platforms that we see everywhere. So in a way, when I get this kind of information, I'm also happy to share it with people around my network, especially my fellow Cebuanos. And I don't know, like there's so much access for social media, but there's also a strong and maybe like conflicting environment of
Yes.
information, though, which we have to really filter which ones are factual, which ones we have to be assertive to know whether it's true or not. So I guess I guess that's also part of uh, being like what Mark was saying, like in the issue about nationalism. Like it's not just about being able to package what you want to say, but also being able to filter what information you want to absorb, what information you don't think is worth to be even absorbing it with. So those things.
Yes, we see, and we thank you for reminding us about it. And hopefully, we get to have more of what you are actually doing when it comes to information, as we would like to share them, of course, to others, because we know how you are excellent with what you're doing when it comes to research, and of course, relating it with health social sciences. So, thank you again, Ken. Let's go back a little bit, if it's okay. So, high school and college, you were with us in the university. How was the experience being a student and a student at that if we share the same experiences um, that is expected to serve? I think you get what I mean, right?
Yes.
Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think going back in high school, like there are so many things that you can do even outside of the classroom, and I think that was the most time that I've spent with in terms of extracurricular activities in high school. Because in college I had different priorities, but back in high school, you get to do so many things, like be part of the Recollect Agustinian Youth, be part of Boy Scouts. So INL, Mark, the three of us were part of Boy Scouts as well. And if you look at these different organizations, like they have different goals and objectives, but they all boil down to service. Like being part of the of Ray or Recollect Agustinian Youth, it's about Catholic service. Being part of Boy Scouts, it's about community service. Being part of Josenian E-Talks, it was the publication arm of the high school department. It's like about academic service. So it's a platform where you're able to like develop your skills, but you have no idea that in a way those skills that you're developing and you're sharing are actually already being part of that service. And when I was in college, I lessened my extracurricular activities because I was part of the nursing college, and I wanted
Yes.
to try to focus more in the academics. So, but as I thought that it's gonna be just academics, when I was part of nursing, you actually have a very big portion of the nursing education being devoted to service as well. Like when we go to the communities, when we go to the hospitals, and even other allied health facilities, like we would go for a home for the aged, for the patients with mental health issues. So it's like marrying what you learn from the classroom, the theories that you learn from the classroom, the frameworks that you learn from the classroom, and be able to practice it in the real setting. And I think the good thing about USJ-R during the time, and probably up until now, is that we had a variety of facilities where we served, like going to the nicest environments, like the tertiary hospitals, like Perpetual Hospital, where you would see all the facilities, you would see all the equipment, internationally recognized equipment, and internationally trained professionals. And you also get to serve in the most remote areas where like there's no good internet. You only have the basic services. You get to live with your classmates in a small community, and then serve as your exposure in a particular hospital, in a secondary or even a primary facility. So I guess that kind of variety also helped, like open your eyes about the realities in the ground. Like, because if we were just exposed to like tertiary hospitals like Perpetual Soccer, you would have this thinking that everything's ideal, and you won't
Ah.
be as flexible, you won't be as resourceful as you would be if you're also exposed in these kinds of other environments.
And therefore, you're going to be limited with your service because you're just boxed up with such idea.
True. Yeah.
Nice to hear. But after being with us in the university, you went to being a nurse, to being a development officer.
Yes.
How was the journey? Can you try to let us grasp with the idea? How does nursing still relate with sustainable development?
Yeah, so when I was working as a nurse in Perpetual, it was Dr. Pestaño. So she was the former dean of the College of Nursing. She told me about this opportunity in De La Salle University about the scholarship on MAHESOS, or the Masters of Health for Social Science. And three of us were from San Jose. So Dominic, Munido,
Yes.
Axel Alterado. So three of us came from the College of Nursing. We took the exam together and took the interview together, and the three of us went to Manila
Yes.
together.
Mm-mm.
So it was actually the first class in De La Salle University in that scholarship program where three classmates got the scholarship. So
Nice.
probably that shows the quality of
Congratulations.
education that USJ-R has, because three of us Josenians were accepted in that scholarship program. And my plan was, after I finish masters in LaSalle, I would come back to Perpetual and maybe like
Mm.
apply for a higher position. So that was my initial plan. But
Oh.
God had different plans for me. So before, like around 2 or 3 months before I finished my masters in LaSalle, my professor took me as his research associate.
Nice.
So I collaborated with her project, with her research project, and after that, that brought me to development work. So after this research project, we went to another project, and we went to another project, and now I'm working with USAID. So USAID is an acronym for U.S. Agency for International Development. So it is the arm of the United States government when they give out funding for developing countries like the Philippines. And then it comes through different projects. So I've been in a biodiversity project, in an agriculture project, and right now in a water security project. So it, going back to your question about like how does it relate to being a nurse, like if you're a
Yes.
nurse, you're serving like people in the community, people or sick patients in the hospital, and it actually relates to as well in development work, because in development work you either serve communities, you serve the country, you serve even government workers or the private sector. So that part of service is still with you. And I think um, be, uh, my experience as a nurse actually also helped me get the necessary values that you would need as a development worker, because you also have to face different people. Like it
Mhm.
could be VIPs, like people working in the high rank of the government or high ranks in the private sector, but you also get to talk to the people in the grassroots, like indigenous peoples who are living in remote areas. You work with people who may not have their education, but they have their own forms of knowledge that you would get from them, like lessons learned about life. So, you know that that exposure that you have as a nurse, with working with different people in the community and in the hospitals, those that value actually also is very helpful when you are a development worker.
That's great to hear. So at least we get to realize that being a nurse, or not just being a nurse, other courses would still have a lot of pathways to go. Speaking of
Yes.
pathways, what pathway did you go that you were able to be part of an Erasmus Mundus scholarship? Can you continue to travel us through your
Yes.
journey?
I think I wanted to also pick up from what you said earlier when you said, like, if there's an opportunity, you have to grab it while it's hot.
Yes. Uh-uh.
And that's actually what happened to me, because when I was working for USAID, so you get to meet different people, people from different walks of life, people from different networks and industries. And it was through one person that I knew about a specific exchange program in Brussels, Belgium. And when I got, it was also a scholarship. So it was a 2 week, or yeah, it was a 2 week exchange program where we were discussing and tackling gender equality issues. And through that program, I met another professional who took an Erasmus Mundus scholarship. So I asked information from her, and then she told me about this. And when I went back to the Philippines, I went directly to the application page for Erasmus, talked to my mentors, like if you could please write me references.
References.
Yeah, so I think when opportunities come, and I think that's what also the USJ-R education helped us transform. Like we are always on the look for opportunities, especially coming from Cebu. Like if you want to expand your possibilities, when you see opportunities, you just grab them. And then through the way you're able to actually prepare yourself, like not even before the opportunity, but while you have that opportunity. So I got that information, and a year later, I got in the Erasmus program.
So it still took a year, but it doesn't mean
Yes.
that you're going to stop, right?
And I think because in the last year of September, we had this series of shows here in Manila talking about Erasmus and talking about scholarship opportunities. And we have this plan to also bring a similar platform in the provinces, and of course where
Nice.
my home is. So hopefully next year or in the coming years, we will be able to bring that kind of platform in Cebu, so that more people and more Cebuanos, more Josenians are able to access these kinds of opportunities abroad.
Yes, please. Thanks, Ken. Now we are now in the Erasmus Mundus program. You are now in Germany and parts of EU. How was it there being a Filipino, a Cebuano at that,
Yes.
and a Josenian?
Yeah, so the Erasmus program allowed me to study in 3 countries. So in Hungary, Germany, and Italy. So my first program was in Hungary. So Hungary is in Eastern Europe. I don't know if it's familiar for most people, but most of the European countries that are popular or familiar are in the West. So
Yes.
the Eastern Europe has, like they have different kinds of perspectives in life. And if you've been following international news, Hungary they have a very, what do you call this? It's difficult to say in good words, but they have a very restrictive government.
Okay.
So, and among the EU, they're the ones that are not really friendly about migrants. But
Ah.
Hungary is like really beautiful. Like Budapest is something that you would see in a painting, and you would see like, I would love to go there. It's really beautiful. It's really picturesque. People are actually friendly as well. But of course, there's some kind of tension, especially if you look different from them. I don't know if I look different, but when you go to a club, or when you go to an activity, or when you go to an event, people are gonna notice you that you're different. So
Okay.
of course you have to you have to go through that border of like, are they gonna accept me if I'm gonna be if I'm gonna like talk to them or something. And I think you just have to step over that border and be able
Okay.
to actually see that people are actually nice. People are actually very conversive. They love talking to you and learning about your country. And even in the university itself, like, because you get to study with different people from different countries, and because your EU is a boiling pot for cultures, so you get to meet people from different cultures and different perspectives. And because my course was on comparative local development, so we had to talk about social issues where all of us had differing views. So
Okay.
you um, again, going back to the nursing education, being able to meet a variety of people, I guess that also helps you be more open to listen to perspectives and opinions that may be different to your opinion or to your perspective. And sometimes it starts with like, it makes you a bit angry, especially if you hear something you don't like. But once you go outside of that bubble, outside of that your own perspective, you actually get to, like, shape your own opinion, shape your own perspective, maybe for a stronger perspective, or even changing your own perspective. And I think for everyone, that's actually a good exercise, because it actually opens your mind greater. It opens your ability to actually create your arguments better, and be able to just listen to other people's perspectives. And so many things, like throughout my education in Europe, there were certain things that I had a different opinion earlier on, and then had now maybe not
Okay.
a really opposite perspective, but a more shaped perspective.
I see. And I believe that you took the program because it's more related to how you are able to serve. Was there a part of the Erasmus Mundus program contract that you have to go back to the country and do such service? What was then your plan?
Actually, the greatest feature about Erasmus is that it doesn't it doesn't dictate on the scholars that you have to go back to their countries, but it
Oh, okay.
actually encourages the scholars to make use of this knowledge that you've gained from your EU education, to be able to apply it to your own countries or to your own industry. So most people that I've known, especially because we also have a Filipino Erasmus Mundus group,
Yes.
so some of my batchmates from different courses and different programs, some of them are still within the EU. They're working there. That was my initial plan when I joined the Erasmus Mundus program. But so maybe I have to share this personal story now.
Yes.
So around the second semester, I lost my dad. So it was a natural cause of death. He died of, according to the doctors, it was a heart attack. But none of us expected that to happen. He was the healthiest in the members of our family, and when I learned about that, Erasmus helped me to come back to Cebu, be able to
Yes.
join my family in mourning, and then come back to the Erasmus program. And around summer, we actually had this plan with friends to visit Spain and Portugal, to spend our summer there. But after my dad's death, I kind of had a different priority in my value system. Like, I wanted to spend more time with the family. I
Yes.
wanted to spend more time with my mom. So instead of spending my summer in Spain and Portugal, I decided to use those expenses to come home to the Philippines. So I spent my whole summer back in Cebu and parts of it in Manila, because I've also made some friends and
Yes.
some colleagues here in Manila, and went back to Italy. That was my third program.
Third.
And unfortunately, after a month of coming
Yes.
back, I lost my mom.
Mm.
So, it's right now, it's easy for me to say.
Yeah.
I've been through a lot, but it's easier for me to tell the story. But during that time, I was really
Yes.
devastated.
Mm.
Like, some at a point, I even, like, questioned God, like,
Yeah.
why should I go through these trials? Like, I've been like, maybe not as perfect as maybe God would want me to be, but I've
Mm.
done like so many good things that I
I
felt like
know.
I didn't
Yes.
deserve it. So,
Yes. Yes.
but maybe it like, during that time, I met the right people. I was in the right circle of people who were supporting me, and and maybe because I was also in the EU, so I
Mm.
got an access to talking to someone professional as well. So
Okay.
the university gave me the access to um, a professional psychologist, so who went through me, processed me through all the pain, through all these difficult trials, and actually that actually helped a lot. And they also helped me come back home to the Philippines to join again my family in mourning, and also burying my mom. And then, so when I went back to the EU and had my internship, I had this choice: should I stay in Europe, or should I come home? And during that period of time, an opportunity came. So a US company called Kimonix. It's a
Ah.
development contractor.
Mm-mm.
So they emailed me that they were looking for a gender specialist in the Philippines for a project called Human Resources for Health. And during the say at that moment, it was also the time that I was thinking, should I stay in Europe, or should I go home to the Philippines? And uh, that choice about going home to the Philippines through that job was an option where I could get the benefits of staying in Europe, but being closer to my family. So I chose that option. So I went back to the Philippines, worked here in Manila, and also be able to like be close with my family at home in Cebu. Like, maybe people are listening would think like Manila and Cebu are very far away, but uh, you know, uh, being here in Manila makes me closer to home. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have that
Uh,
feeling.
yes. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ken. It's personal and it's sensitive, but thank you so much. At least we get to know and also feel that other students there are also having the same experience, but it doesn't mean that we have to stop. I have a question which is quite difficult as well. So I hope you could answer me. I hope you also enjoy the time right now. Thank you
Yes, I
so
am.
much.
Yeah.
So is it difficult to serve without without something or someone close to you to be able to serve to more than I hope you get my question. Is it difficult to serve knowing that something has have happened to you?
So when that happened, like in Italy that time, I was devastated. I was even like really pressured because
Mm-mm.
during that time when I came back, it was about the time to where the exams will be happening, and a reminder. Like I'd always remind myself, like, if my dad and my mom were still alive, what would they be telling me right now?
Yes.
So that
Mm-mm.
was my only, like, consolation every time I feel sad and I had a challenging task ahead. Like, I lost my parents, but I'm I'm away from my family. I was in Europe. I have exams, and I was a scholar. If I don't do good, I might
Yes.
lose my scholarship.
Mm.
So, but then I would ask myself, if mom and dad were alive, what would they tell me at this moment in time? And that actually helped me a lot. So, and when I had that opportunity about staying in Europe or going back to the Philippines for a job, I would ask again myself, if mom and dad were still alive,
Mm.
what would they tell me at this moment? And to answer your question about service, like, how do I feel like knowing I've lost like the most important people in my life, and taking out a part of me to serve other people? Like, does
Yes.
that affect me? Maybe my answer to that is, actually, serving makes you even more whole than
Mm.
what you are. Like, I don't believe that when you serve, you're taking something out from yourself, but you're actually taking pieces of people that you're serving and part of you. And like, going back, like, it's 2020 now, and I graduated 2011 from nursing. But some memories of my patients, like I've worked with, like patients who were happy that they recovered, or some stories that my patients told me, they're still very fresh in my minds. And I think it's that, it's that form of service that allows you to really appreciate the work, because those memories remain with you, even like it's several years already. And those stories that I've shared with indigenous peoples, where when I went to my previous jobs, my conversations with women who are undergoing domestic abuse, those those stories, those memories are still very fresh in me. And even though I feel like I was also serving them, but a part of me also tells me that their stories are making me who I am right now, and actually motivating me to serve even more.
I like the metaphor, Kent, about filling yourself not from yourself, but of course from others. And that's what others also feel, I think. So thank you so much. I'm going to share a quote that you actually shared when you were, no, it's not you shared, it's actually you posted, which is part of a news article. I've been tested these past 2 years with the toughest times while being all the way to the other side of the world. To our friends there who are listening, I think you know what Kent means here. But through all those challenges, it has only made me even stronger and inspired to move even further. Can you give us what it is that you were thinking during this time?
Yeah, like when I was writing that message, I think it was when I knew that I got five in my all of my essential what do you call this course
Yes.
subjects. So I was half celebrating, but also half disheartened because it would be a full celebration if my parents were
Ah,
both alive.
yes.
Like because I had this conversation with my mom and dad before that when I graduate I will bring both of them, especially my mom because she's never been out of the Philippines. So
Mm-mm.
I told her that I will bring you to Budapest and attend my graduation. So when I knew that I got like summa cum laude in my program, so I was like writing this long message, and part of this message was this one that those 2 years were really tough. Like being away from family, like just imagine losing a loved one and
Yeah.
you're back home. It
Mm-mm.
hurts. So it hurts even more if you're
Yes.
away with all the
Mm-mm.
people that you actually love. So and all those 2 years my goal was to make my parents proud. Like part of my goal was to make my parents proud. And even though they were no longer here, that goal remains the same. Like I don't know where they're right now. If there's a heaven, then probably I hope they're both in heaven, and they're seeing not just the achievements that I may have gotten right now, but how I went through and how I've managed to face all those challenges to be able to reach that achievement. Because I think the achievement is nice, like it's something to be proud of, but I think it's even proud. It's something to be even prouder of when I look back at all the challenges that I've went through to be able to come and grab that particular achievement. So I think that was the one that helped me like really move forward, or as Josenian would say, adelante, like
Adelante.
pushing
Yes.
forward against all obstacles and challenges.
Yes, that's why I chose the quote for us this afternoon. So thank you, Ken. Can we just have two more questions? First
Yes.
question would be, what will you say to us, to the listeners, to our students right now, as we get from you the idea about trying to serve despite the difficulties and the hardships that we are going through?
Um, I think my message would be like first I also always say this, like you cannot serve or you cannot give what you don't have. So you cannot just really like go out to serve people or serve communities if you think you don't even love yourself, you don't even accept yourself for who you are. So I guess it has to go through like some certain of reflection. Like you have to
Mm-mm.
reflect on yourself. What can I offer to my community, or what can I offer if you're a nurse to my patients? What can I offer to my even my family or to my country? And when you know about your skills, when you know about your passions, what motivates you, I think from there you can take that and make you like identify how you can best serve the community. So, like in my case, I think I felt like I wanted to be part of like making people aware about gender equality issues. And my passion and my work, I was able to marry it. So,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people have different kinds of passions and different kinds of skills, and it's not necessarily just through nursing, not not just necessarily through development work that you're able to serve. Like if you have a business, you are actually serving people, and you're actually making use of your experience, of your skills to serve people. And I think in our different industries, in our different careers, there's always that part of service. And I think the only thing is, because it's very common to always say na we're taking something out when we serve, as I've said early on. But I don't believe in that. It's actually taking pieces from people and making you whole, and learning from the stories, learning from their challenges, and even the good things that they've gone through, and actually help shape you to even serve further, serve more people, and also be able to even explore and
Yeah.
identify what skills you actually have uh, that can be also shared to other people as
Yeah.
part of your service.
Thank you so much, Ken. As a concluding statement, can you complete this for us? As a Hosenian, being a servant means.
As a Hosenian, being a servant means sharing what you have, but also making a whole of yourself from the stories, from the challenges and opportunities of other people that you serve.
Thank you so much, Kent. Let's give a react, clap or smile for Kent. Can our friends in Zoom comment three if you're still with us? And for our friends on Facebook, can you give us a love button or a care button? Thank you so much again, Kent. I really
Thank you
miss
so much,
you and the
Aina.
Barkada.
Yes.
I miss you and see you around. We will have questions that we will choose from our friends. Hopefully, you will have the time later to answer them. I will give them to you. Then we will post them on the Facebook page. Again, thank you so much, Ken.
Thank you so much, Aina. Thank you so much,
Yes.
USJ-R. Everyone, thanks.
Thank you, Ken. So again, it's great to hear that we get to be inspired from people that have been on our shoes, and we get to realize that uh, it's never easy, and we are maybe in that process or in that phase that we are doing difficult things, but at the end of it all, we know that there's always going to be that fruit of our labor just when we know our true core, that's interiority, a matter of reflection. If you recalled what Attorney Elaine, even Attorney Mark, and Kent actually has been saying, it has always been about going back to who you are, what you know. Do you know what you're doing, and do you know where you're going based from what you know who you are right now? Second, everything that we are doing is not just for ourselves, but it's always for the community and for the country. And therefore, we tend to always do what is necessary because we know that it's the thing that is good for the country, and that's being nationalistic. And while we remain intact with our core and remain intact also with our goal to serve, we also get to realize that by being able to give ourselves, not just really putting something in us, but of course going out from us, that is to serve people and ourselves. And that is the true Hosenian Recollector way. So thank you so much again to our dear speakers. Thank you to the people who actually have been helping us through this webinar. I hope you are as inspired as I am with this activity or with this webinar. It took us time. Sorry, we said that it's going to be until 4, but it's actually a talk, so we really don't know where things will progress. But I hope you like how it progressed, as we were able to really get a grasp about success by looking at people and how did they do it in their own terms. So again, we had some friends from the College of, we had our alumni from the college, from the School of Law, from the College of Arts and Sciences, and from the College of Nursing. For tomorrow, my dear friends, we still continue with our talks, but this time around, we're going to listen to our friends from the College of Engineering, from the College of Engineering, as the speaker or the sharer is going to speak about pioneerism. From the College of ICCT is going to share about integrity. And from the College of Commerce is going to share about reliability. This is actually a very common feedback of Josenians being very reliable when it comes to work and academics, and of course surveys or community outreach. And last but not the least, from the College of Education to share to us the experience of the sharer towards excellence. So with that, again, we thank you all for listening with us, and hopefully you gain a lot of insights. Really, I hope you do, and that you are going to use them and remain steadfast towards our work. We know that it's a difficult normal, but we tend to do what is necessary again and continue to strive. That's why we always have this slogan of Adelante. So, our dear students, and for people who are also watching us, you may, you please answer the survey feedback form, which is actually posted, which will be posted, or I hope our pair office friends are now posting the link to the survey form, which will ask you to give us feedback about what has happened. At the same time, it will also serve as a basis of doing this again to our friends in the university. And at the same time, attendance of our students, as again, this today, June 15, is still a school day. And we are doing a series of talks for inspiration. So I hope you like what we are doing here in the university. Also, some announcements. So we still have that opportunity to ask questions, and I hope I could find questions from our Facebook comment section of the post or of the live sharing, and also in Zoom. We're going to pick one from each platform. Then we're going to send them to the speakers for them to answer. Then we're going to post the answers through the official Facebook page. Number two announcement, we will still be around tomorrow at 2 p.m. I'll still be hosting the event. And we're still going to have stories of inspiration coming from other alumni that hopefully will remind you as well what it takes to become a Josenian and what it is as a Josenian. And third announcement, of course, this is not an assignment, but it's a mood sharing to you that everything will turn out to be fine, or will turn out to be just fine if only we believe and we do things necessary to remain healthy and to remain strong despite the difficulties and challenges that we are experiencing, especially in this pandemic. So thank you so much again to all who are with us, and God bless you. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. for Josenian E-Talks, and adelante.
They say college life is the best part of your life. But where are you going to spend your college life at? Here in the University of San Jose Recoletos, you can feel at home. Here, you're not just a student, you're family.
Studying for your bachelor's degree has never been more fun, right? With the memories that you'll surely make with your best friends along the way.
And the winner is contestant number 4.
You can make your college life the best part of your life here at the University of San Jose Recoletos.
We inspire, and that's not all. We believe in quality Christian community-oriented education. We transform our lives and transform others. Here at USJ-R, we have over 12 colleges and departments. We have a diverse range of students coming from different parts of the country and the world.
Now you know where you're going to spend your college life at, but what's going to be the best degree program for you?
The College of Engineering offers high-quality training and high-tech facilities. So, if you're looking for a stable engineering career after graduation, it's easy at USJ-R.
Wow! The College of Information, Computer and Communication Technology has innovativeness at heart, with its students winning national awards for the best smartphone apps. The future is truly now at CICCP.
The College of Nursing is equipped with advanced facilities to give you a feel of the real world. The service-oriented trainees in USJ-R make our nursing graduates in demand.
Education graduates from USJ-R go on to make an impact and positive changes in the society. You too can soon make an important difference to the lives of your future students.
Discover new horizons in the different fields of knowledge and maximize your skills in communication in the College of Arts and Sciences.
USJ-R's College of Commerce leads by example by consistently producing top-notchers in board exams. With high-quality training, your keen sense of good business practices will help you become successful in the business industry.
But it's definitely more fun in USJ-R because there's so much more that you can do. And get a scholarship doing what you love.
Whether you're in engineering or nursing, you can still have time for your favorite hobbies. You can dance, sing, write, and serve, and become an athlete. You also get scholarships if your grades meet the requirements. USJ-R also offers the Reed Scholarships for working students.
Because in USJ-R, we believe in our values to inspire others in the face of adversity. We put God in the center of everything that we do by helping others and answering the call to serve, by being thoughtful and truthful in the things we do, by going beyond our limitations, and by being the best versions of ourselves for the best of our community.
In USJ-R, college life is more than just studying.
It's definitely going to be the best part of your life.
Because in USJ-R,
we inspire. Adelante!